All right, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning out here in Pennsylvania. A little foggy, looks kind of nice, but excited. I'm gonna do I'm just gonna check the oil on my car since I just got the oil change. Just want to make sure that the levels still look good and there's no problems with that anymore. And I was gonna do a startup and a little test drive and see how this new mount works for my camera. I'm seeing it has like I'm wondering if it's gonna show up on the video where it says Teleson kind of everywhere. So that might be kind of annoying, but yeah, gonna get in here real quick, see how this mount works. It seems pretty cool so far. I did not clean out my car yet, so terrible. Need to get that done. But I'm just gonna find this latch right here. Open it. Oh, that was another thing that I didn't talk about in the first video is I love the hydraulics for the hood. The hood does feel pretty heavy, but I think the hydraulics make this just so much better. So that's a pretty cool feature that they added to these. So I'm gonna check out the oil here real quick, see what it looks like. Looks good. So that was another thing I noticed. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but I noticed that it's filled up all the way up to here, where my thumb's at. And I noticed that was the first oil change was exactly like that too. I'm not sure why they go over the full marker when they do their oil changes. Usually when I do my oil change, I try to get right in between. So if anybody knows about that, definitely let me know. I don't know why that's twice now that Subaru did it. I'm sure there's a reason. So I just kind of wanted to figure that out. I'm usually, I don't know, I usually just try to stay inside the lines. But yeah, maybe you can see that a little bit better. Looks like it's overfilled to me. So I'm definitely curious about that, if it's being overfilled. But it should be fine. I'm still taking it really easy on this car. One of the things I've noticed that I park under a tree, and I think it's called a drain cowling right here. I think it's gotten pretty full of like little leaves and things like that. So I don't know if there's a trick to getting that cleared out, but see how the water in there, it just doesn't drain as good as it did when it was new. You can see like leaves get stuck in there and things like that. I was thinking about maybe using like an air hose and blowing it out. But yeah, just kind of, that's one thing I just want to figure out how to get better, because I have that little crabapple tree that just drops tons of stuff on my car. But yep, hopefully we'll get that figured out. But this paint job is beautiful. I've been using Rain-X car wash on this, and it seems to repel the water pretty good. I think it looks great. But yeah, I'm gonna get this started real quick. And I'll do it like inside and outside how it sounds when you start the car. It does sound a little different today. I've never really heard it poppy like that before. That's interesting, but maybe it's just because it's just the right temperature for it to sound that way. So I got everything set up. That would be really cool. I would really like if I could put the boost gauge right here. I don't think you can though when you edit. yeah, just oil. The Excel's kind of cool. Just tells you how much you're pushing on the gas or not. But I think I have the best widgets on there. Just water temp, oil temp, calendar, and then I keep the boost gauge right there. But yeah, let's go for a ride. Hopefully this mount works out and you guys can see a little bit, but really just kind of wanted to talk about just anything, just kind of deciding what to do for the mornings. Got to go to work in an hour and a half, so might go get something to eat or coffee. But yeah, this car has just been incredible though. I'm still trying to find something I don't like about it, but there really hasn't been too much to, if anything, negative, except I guess it's things that people have already said with the gas mileage, things like that. Not the greatest, but also not the worst. I always wait to do anything, like any a little bit more aggressive driving, anything like that. I wait and just warm it up every time. Normally I'll wait actually longer than that to go driving. The oil temp's still only 113. The water temp's normal. So I'm not really sure if people like to wait. I've seen some comments where people say they'll wait until like 180 degrees. I'm not sure if that's necessary or not. But that's I guess maybe just if more of the community talk about things like that, it would just be nice to know. I don't know. I don't ever really get on the car that much, so it's still to me it's brand new. I think I'm just about to go over 2,200 miles right now, and so everything's very it's not like exactly new anymore, but the honeymoon phase is wearing off, and I'm noticing that it's odd because I had, like I talked about in the other video, I had buyer's remorse when I first bought this car. I was like, I just made a huge mistake, because I had started reading all the negative comments about it and things like that, and I just feel like now, after owning it for 3 going on 4 months, it's just like all those comments were pretty unwarranted, and it's kind of sad to see that this car has gotten hate for, the plastic cladding, for the manual transmission. I think I saw one of the reviews said it feels like you're shifting through a box of rocks with a PVC pipe, and I'm like, it doesn't feel that way at all. So maybe they had the short throw shifter, but I heard that the STI short throw shifter was smoother, so I'm really not too sure. Like, I don't know. The car has been very rewarding and very easy to drive, and I feel like the 6-speed manual feels smoother than my Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution that I had. It doesn't feel as smooth as the Civic Si. That 6-speed was really, really smooth, but I think it's just because it had a shorter throw in the SI than it does in here, and I don't have a problem with it. It's like I don't know. Maybe people are talking about it like feels like that when they're racing it. I'm not sure, but I don't think that makes a really good argument at all. I still would love to drive the GR Corolla and see how that works, how that handles, just to get a really good comparison and review to that car. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I think there's just a lot of hate for whatever reason, and these cars I don't think deserve it from what I've seen so far. I've had 0 oil consumption at 2,200 miles now. I'm trying to think of if there's any other thing that I can think of. Really, that drain cowl, that's the only thing that I can think of right now that I think it's just because I'm ignorant to it. I don't know how to clean it yet. That once it gets clogged, it's like, it's a little annoying. But is that really Is that really a big deal? No, I don't think so. I'm sure there's an easy way to clean it. Once I figure that out, I'm definitely going to share it. And yeah, that'll be something that'll make me happy. Back to the car with I've been thinking about getting a paint protection film for it. I don't know, at least on the front. I don't know if anybody else has had any experience with that or what they use, but I've thought about it. It looks expensive. My one friend brought up to me that the first mod I need to get is definitely window tint, and I totally forgot about that. Definitely gonna get some window tint here soon. I know that really helps protect all the interior on the car, and just makes it easier to drive, which will be nice. So I've been thinking about, he said do 5%. I think that's way too dark for me, but I think I'm gonna probably do, I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40. I'm not really too sure. I've never actually gotten windows tinted myself. I've always bought my cars and they've luckily had window tint, or they didn't, and then I'd just go years without getting window tint. My last car that I had previously before this one, the one that I traded in, was just a Honda Fit. We bought that car when my wife and I were going through college, and had to sell the Evolution to get that car, and pay for college, things like that. And it was tricky, but it was fun. That was a great little car. Had it for 8 years. Never one single problem with it. Had to change. I think it was just because the place that I went to was really strict on their inspections, so I still didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I'll still die on that hill. I had to replace the rear shocks for that car. Ended up, they wanted I think $1,400 for replacing rear shocks, and ended up just doing that myself. Watched a YouTube on it, and I think the parts total costed $245, and just replaced that. Had no issues. That was a really, really fun car. It wasn't a manual, so that's kind of why I knew I needed to get back to driving a manual. That's all I drove my whole life, and kind of, you lose that fun factor. This car here has all that fun and more, because it's got the convenience to it now, where it's just, hey, I can, cruise out to Buffalo and use my cruise control. And I didn't know that it had lane keep assist, so now I know that, and that makes it even better for my drives. But yeah, this is it's just been a great car. It's been a great car where it's just, I'm more excited to drive it every day now, and it's just, I don't know. It was a really, really fun learning curve with it, and it has great power for a stock car. It's nothing that'll blow you away, especially if you've had an Evolution, anything like that, and you've modified it. Those cars are super light, super fast, and this car's a little heavier, but from everything I've been seeing with the reliability, I'm really excited to see it long term, especially with people that are modding their cars. It'll be nice to know that, hey, somebody's got an intake, an exhaust, and a tune. They're pushing 350, 400 horsepower, and they've gone 100,000 miles without a single issue. That's gonna be great to start seeing that. I'm sure it's out there now, because I think this gen's been around for a little while. So it'll be awesome to really start getting that feedback. Hopefully this view isn't too bad. It's definitely trickier driving with this. I might have to get a hat mount or something, so it's up higher, because this view might be terrible. So just let me know. Just trying out new things, seeing if this works. I don't know if it's more fun for people to see me shift, or I might be just too close. Let's see if I can adjust this angle real quick. Yeah, but there's so many nice windy roads out here that are just so fun to drive, and just driving them normally and having a good time is, I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. Like, if you're thinking about getting one of these cars, I would definitely consider it. There's just the price range, especially on the newer ones, they're kind of getting out of control, and that's kind of something that I looked at before when I purchased this car. There was the fear of all the tariffs coming in. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little fear of missing out on getting another car like this. So that was kind of what made me want to pick up this car. Was, hey, if prices are going to be going up, 30%, and these 24s are still being offered at a great discount, might as well pick one up. I don't feel like I have too much to lose. I do think it's an investment opportunity, just because these cars, once they're gone, they're not gonna just bring them back. It's like we saw that with the Evo, where it's like, hey, I've been waiting, for 10 years now for another Evolution to come out. And, you see the hype videos, see the things like just saying that it's coming back. And then when it is coming back, it's coming back in an EV. And there goes another Subaru. It's fun. I love all the generations of the WRX. They're really cool. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I think that it's just for what the car is and how special it is. I think it's definitely something that I'm considering keeping it very, very long term, just because I think it's going to be just one of those cars, especially if we don't keep it modified. Oh, there's another nice Subaru. There's a lot out today. A nice hatchback right over here. That's cool to see. Those are such a cool generation. I like the hatchbacks a lot. I kind of wish they'd offer a hatchback in this generation, but it's cool. I really like the rear end of this one though, so that's so that would be the trade-off. I'd lose the rear end. I like the duckbill spoiler. I don't know if that's considered a duckbill spoiler on the back of these, but I don't know. I think it just looks clean. Looks great. Still love the big spoilers on like the STIs and the Evolutions. But yeah, I think if this is really the last generation of the WRX here, it's gonna be very special, because people are gonna, they're gonna see these cars and they're gonna say, hey, I've always wanted one of those. And when people get older, they get a little bit more money and they might be able to afford one. And that's kind of what happened with me in my situation. It's like I just couldn't afford another fun car for many years, for about 10 years. And it just takes time to save up and get to that right point where you're able to get another car that you enjoy. And that was another thing I guess I want to talk about too, is just insurance prices. Insurance definitely goes up a little bit when you get a sports car. I don't know if the GR Corolla would be like that at all. I'm just a little over rev there. But yeah, I think because the WRX is its own class now. It's not an Impreza WRX. It may have made the price go up. So I think my insurance went up about $40 a month from the Honda Fit. So it went from $60 a month to $100 a month. And I don't know, I thought that was a little expensive, a little excessive, but the car's more expensive, more horsepower, more torque, everything like that. I mean, they're not even the same class of cars, except for, I guess, four-door. But yeah, I'm a little hatchback. But it's been, that was like one of the things that hit me with like kind of buyer's remorse. I'm like, dang, I'm paying this much more money. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I got really hungry. I'm not sure where I was going with that. Sorry, kind of just blabbering now, but enjoying the morning drive. I think I'm just yeah, I think that, I like those, just a Golf R, just went driving by. I don't think my view is high enough, so it's probably going to be really annoying for people. Sorry about that. Just let me know, and then I'll probably get a hat mount, and then I think it'll be a better point of view than what it is, so it's not just a boring drive of me talking and staring at a steering wheel, I guess. But yeah, just still enjoying the car. I know it's only been a couple days later since I've told you that. I'm really excited for wintertime. So I think winter is going to be a really fun time with this car. I don't know if I think I did maybe talk about that I wanted to get a, wow. Oh yeah, and the lane keep assist is pretty, there's like a little lights that'll flash. I think my steering wheel might be in the way if I start going off the road a little bit, which is pretty cool. I like that. But I can understand why, if you buy one of these cars, you don't like all the tech and everything, if you just want to mod it. But yeah, I was thinking about getting some nice Enkis with snow tires, and I think that'll be a fun thing to do. So, and get those cars going really well. Wow, I can't talk anymore. Can't talk this morning. Yeah, I think the Enkis with good snow tires in the winter are going to be a blast. So I'm looking forward to that. That's one of the things too I noticed about this car that I really love is the cladding on the sides as well. It kind of goes underneath the car, so I think it does a really good job of protecting like all the gravel and salt and anything like that we have here in Pennsylvania to prevent rust, things like that. And definitely a really big fan. Subaru's paint is, I'm noticing it's a lot, it seems like it's a lot more hardy than Honda, because Honda, every single time I get a Honda, it's like they rust quick, the clear coat wears off on them, things like that. It's so weird. It's just like anything you do with Honda's paint, just feel like I always have an issue every single year of the cars that I've had 1996 for my first Honda Civic, and that car had a little bit of paint problems and it rusted pretty. I think I owned it in 2006, so 10-year-old car in Pennsylvania. To be fair on it, it did rust. So I guess that's kind of expected after 10 years in Pennsylvania. But had a 1990, I think it was a 97 Honda Prelude. And that car I had for a few years, and that car didn't have I don't think I had any paint issues with it, but it was a salvage title, so I can't really give that car a fair shake. I did really like it, but yeah, it was definitely a beater. And my 08 Civic Si was that was by far my favorite Honda that I've owned, and that one was a great car, but the clear coat on it just was peeling right off of it, and I think that was a huge issue in 2008. But the person who owned the car before me never, I guess the factory put out a recall on the paint, so they would have re-clear coated it for free. And when I got it, it was just outside of the window, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that would have been so incredible to get that clear coat on that car, because that car was a lot of fun. It was nothing fast by far, but it was still fun to drive, and it still get decent gas mileage. And that was kind of the comparison for this was like, I feel like this car gets just as good as gas mileage as that 08 Civic Si. But you get a lot more fun out of it. So I always think about that too, like where it's like my Evo got, pretty close to 30 miles per gallon with tune and bolt-ons, and I think I was right around 350 for horsepower and torque. And that car was, just super reliable, no issues, no oil consumption. Never had a problem with it, except for door actuator, and I made that video on it, replacing the door actuator. But yeah, you can definitely hear the turbo, just lightly even hitting boost. Yeah, it's I hear the whooshing and everything, so it's like, I'm not sure. It seems like it's getting louder the more the car is getting broken in. Not 100% on that, but yeah, when I turn everything off and it's just me in the car, it's like I can really hear the intake. But would I like it to be a lot louder? Absolutely. I can't wait. Can't wait to hear the actual responses of the car and the engine and everything. So excited for that. But yeah, I think kind of just rambling right now. I didn't really have anything planned out, as you probably can tell. So I apologize about that. I'm excited that I was able to go over the oil and the startup for the exhaust and everything. So hopefully that gives everyone a good idea of, like, if you don't have one of these cars, what it's like to deal with, for the first startup of the day, things like that. And maybe, I guess I'm about to get home, so I could test out or show you how the mirror works with the garage and how easy it was, how you can, like, shut it off. And I don't know, it's super super easy, super nice to have. Like I said, it was one of my favorite features now on the car, because makes it so I don't have to have a little clip for my garage door opener for our pole barn. But yeah, it's just great. Like, I wish you could see better. I'm starting to see that now, where it's just like, it'd be nice to show that, like, where you have a better point of view where I'm driving. It's probably pretty boring, but yep. But it's a beautiful morning. Love being out early, not too early like this, but it's nice to go for a drive when there's not a bunch of people on the roads. And the weather's been just great lately. Oh man, I can definitely tell I'm getting old when I start talking about the weather. So yeah, it's probably showing my age. I don't know. But yeah, it's been wonderful in this car so far. I really like the red stitching on the seats as well. It's just like, every time I look around, there's something in the car that I really like. Like, just, I don't know, I've just never had something so nice. So it's been exciting for me to have something like an Evo again, where, I don't know, I'm just as happy. I remember getting that car and just smiling ear to ear. I picked it up in Texas and drove it all the way back to Nebraska, where I was living, and I don't even think I listened to the radio once. I just listened to the car's noises, and just fell in love with it. It was something. One of my best friends had an Evo, and ever since I drove that car, I was like, that's something I want. It's kind of, I feel like it's like that with this car too. And it's like, I'm excited now because he doesn't have an Evo anymore. If he gets to come out here and test drive my WRX, or maybe he'll go test drive one and he'll see how special they are. Definitely would like to get that in a review with him out here and just talk with him. But yep, I am home, and there's my garage, and all it's simple as just hitting this button right here on my mirror, and opens up my garage. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know, pretty fancy for me. But yeah, thanks for joining again. If there's anything you want me to talk about in the next video, definitely let me know. It looks like the view doesn't look bad when I'm sitting up straight, but I think since I hunch over, it might be pretty bad. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about in one of these videos, and I'll be more than happy to hit up on those points. Excited to talk with everybody through the comments, and yeah, just let me know if there's anything else. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a good morning.